welcome. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup. And today we are talking about the Hermes Lip Enhancers. So I ended up picking up all three of them, and I do have a quick short on the Rose Abricote one from when I first got that with some first impressions. And I decided to go ahead and pick up the other two. And I mean, this is how they look with the brush. So just so you can kind of see, it's not quite the same pink as any of them, but they all go together very nicely. So these retail for $67 US, which is the same price as one of the lipsticks in the regular line, not the limited edition shades from Hermes. And there are refills. So these are refillable items, and the refills cost $42. Just to show you the packaging on these, when you order one of the lipsticks or one of these tinted lip balms, you have the kind of see-through thing panel here with the orange Hermes box. So inside, this is the Hermes box, is a push through, and then you have a little like canvas sack for your lipstick tube. So this here is going to have like a ceramic packaging on the top. It's going to be shiny white. You've got brush gold here, and then this is actually going to be matte, which differs from the lipsticks in the other lines. So for example, here is one of the lipsticks. This one here is the Rose Nude, which is actually matte. So you can see that even though it's a matte lipstick inside, it still does not have a matte container. Here we've got the Hermes Poppy Lip Shine. Again, this is going to be shiny. And this is the regular lipstick line, which has, shiny white, shiny black, and then the brush golds at the bottom. So this is going to be unique in the fact that all three of these at the bottom have more of a matte finish compared to the other packages. So with these, you have the Hermes logo at the top. Okay, you've got your color information and so forth on the bottom. This is a fairly strong magnet. And then inside you have the product. Now, as I mentioned, these are refillable. So these just kind of snap out. So you can see that they can snap right back in here. I'm just going to show you how you can mix and match these real quickly. So I'm taking the lipstick Rose on Sen from the regular line here. I'm just going to stick this in here. So if you wanted to, you could easily kind of, mix and match with any of the lipsticks, the Poppy Lip Shine, or whatever. All of these packages for the lipstick shaped products, they are all going to be the same, and the refills will fit into any of them. So I just wanted to share that with you. Now, one thing I wanted to note, when I received my Rose d'été, you can see mine's dented a little bit at the top. My refill was, or my product was actually a little loose in here. So it had actually come loose. The actual product came loose from the tube, so I pushed that in very gently with no issues. It didn't deform or anything, but my refill was also not securely in. So I think that was probably part of the issue. So just so you know, if that happens to you, these do push in, they snap in. So it is pretty secure once it's in there. So we're going to start off by swatching these three shades, and then we're going to let them sit on my hand for a minute or two while I go over details on the particular formula. We're also going to compare these with the Poppy Lip Shine as well, which is a very different product from this, but prior to this launch, this was the tinted lip balm essentially. So we're going to start off with Rose Abricote, which is number 14, and you can see it has more of a peachy bottom here. And you can see that it gets a little bit brighter or deeper where my lips have come in contact with it. So let's go ahead. We're going to do one sheer swatch, and then we'll go back and forth a couple of times. So this is what it looks like when it first goes on. And you can see it's incredibly sheer. You can't really see it, but as you're watching, you can see that it is starting to deepen and gets a little bit brighter. Now, depending on your skin pH and your skin chemistry, that's going to kind of determine how bright it gets. On me, it gets a little bit brighter, but I have seen, it get a lot brighter on other people, and on some people, it barely shows up. Next, we have number 30, Rose d'été, and you can just see in comparison that this is going to be more of a true rosy pink bottom. And this is the bullet. So we'll do, again, one sheer layer and we'll go back and forth. And next we have number 49, Rose Tan, which you can see in comparison has more of a plummy kind of base on the bottom. So I was thinking that this one might actually look more berry-like, but really it's not cool tone like a berry. You can see here that you have more of a brown base to this one. So it's gonna, you know, there are some plum notes to it, but it's really more of a brown brick base, in my opinion. So we've got Rose Abricote. You can see on me, it turns more pink. And then we have Rose D'été, which is going to be a cooler tone pink. So this is warmer, cooler. And then we have Rose Tan, which is more of a brown-based nude pink, but it has warm undertones as well. So we're gonna let those sit for a minute while I go ahead and give you a little bit of details from the Hermes site on this formula. Now, according to Hermes, its weightless and translucent halo reveals the lip's natural beauty. With its fine and delicate waxy finish, the tinted lip balm melts over the lip, leaving a hint of transparent pink and a matte luminosity. Lips are delicately smooth with a soft focus effect. Sesame seed and raspberry seed oils help soften and nourish. Now, they describe each of these shades as number 14, Rose Abricote, top two swatches. It evokes fresh dew on the lips. The middle two are Rose D'été, number 30, and that is at once fresh, radiant, and tender. And number 49, Rose Tan, is amber toned, warm, and it's the imprint of sun on the lips. So those are their color descriptions for these. So as I share my thoughts with you on these tinted lip balms, I'm going to share with you lip swatches of all three of these shades. And at first I go in with one sheer layer, show you what that looks like. And then I pretty immediately put on a couple of more coats and I let that sit for 2 minutes. So I'm fast forwarding through 2 minutes and then showing you what it looks like after 2 minutes. And then a distance shot. So you can kind of see how the color develops on my lips. And again, because it is something that reacts with your own skin chemistry, the vibrancy will depend on your particular chemistry. So results will vary. So in regards to the formula for these lip enhancers, this has a thin, waxy finish, and there is a little bit of a matte consistency. You can see that it really has more of that soft matte effect on the lips, or a soft focus effect. And when it first goes on, it looks a little bit more dewy, a little bit creamier, but it kind of soaks in and softens out. So it really has more of a satin or a brushed satin appearance on the lips. It's not going to be overly shiny, but it's not dry looking like a matte. On your lips, it has a thin, waxy texture. It is very comfortable to wear, and I have noticed that, you know, if your lips are just a little bit dry and you want some hydration, it does provide that. So it is hydrating to that extent. It is not something that I would go to if my lips were in need of actual repair. But if you're looking for some comfort throughout the day, this definitely will hold up for that. Now, as for application, I personally feel like, you know, reapplying this every 1 to 2 hours. It is not long wearing. The pigment, you know, from these like kind of stains on your lips, that will remain, but it does soften. So, you know, it kind of fades over time. It wears off essentially. Now back to the texture, one of the things that I want to note is it is soft and waxy, but it's not overly emollient on the lips. It doesn't turn into that rich, creamy feeling on your lips. It really has just a very thin layer on there. And there is a little bit of that matte texture, like that powdery feeling to it. It doesn't feel drying at all. There's definitely none of that like drying matte texture. It's just more so that you can feel that there are perhaps some like powder type particles mixed into the formula, if that makes sense. So personally, for summer, I really like to use lightweight lip balms, lightweight lip products on my lips. And I feel like these lip enhancers are really ideal for summer use. They're probably too lightweight for me to use during the winter, but I do live, in an area where we get cold winters, we get warm summers. So if you are in a warmer climate all year round, this is probably going to work out well for you all year. As for the color changing aspect, a lot of times color changing products turn that bright fuchsia pink on me, and I am happy to say that these don't go there. They do turn pinker on me. The Rose Abricote and the Rose D'été in particular both turn pink, but they do not turn that bright fuchsia pink. Whereas the Rose Tan, after it sits on my lips for a while, it just actually looks a little bit more warm, and it is described as having an amber tone, and I would say that is accurate. There are like glimpses of kind of like brick undertones and tan undertones to it. So I feel like it is aptly named, and it is, fairly warm tone. So actually that shade, it is something that, if I have like cooler tone makeup on, it looks starkly warm. Whereas the other two are a little bit more easy to wear with anything for me with my particular coloring. Now let's take a look at all three of these lip enhancers side by side. So here are the arm swatches. So we have 14 Rose Abricote, 30 Rose D'été, and 49 Rose Tan. And again, we've got 1 layer versus 3 layers for each of these. So you can see the color development with my particular skin. This is going to be warmer tone, but it's not a warm pink. It's still going to be warmer in comparison with D'été, but it's a neutral pink. And then D'été is definitely cool toned, and Rose Tan is warm tone. And you can see that it has hints of brown. I'm just going to show you a quick clip of these side by side on my lips, and then we're going to come back and chat about the Poppy Lip Shine. Now, these are tinted lip balms. They do not show up, drastically on my lips because of the pH changing ability. They do show up darker on some people, lighter on others. So I'm just going to put all three of them kind of side by side on my lips so you can kind of see. So we're going to go Rose Abricote, then Rose D'été, and then Rose Tan. So these are the 3 shades on my lips together. You can see there's not a huge color difference with them. So this is what they look like after a couple of minutes. I just wanted to show you how they look side by side. When you put one color on all over your lips, you definitely see a little bit more of a color difference between the 3 of them than you do having them side by side, but it's not going to be drastic. It's really more about the undertones that you're kind of glimpsing, but these are very sheer. They are light. So we've got the Rose Abricote here, which actually turns pink on my lips. And you can see that in comparison with the Rose D'été, it's going to be a little bit of a warmer tone pink, whereas the Rose D'été is going to be a brighter, cooler tone pink. And on my lips, it's the most noticeable of between these two. The Rose Tan, you can see, is going to be even warmer, and it has a little bit of those brick red undertones to it. So it's going to be warmer than the Rose Abricote, which is kind of like a warmer peachy pink, whereas this is more of a reddish kind of brick style pink, if that makes sense. So there's a little bit more brown in the Rose Tan compared to the other two, but you can see how close they actually are to each other. I hope that was helpful to see the colors kind of side by side. As you can see, they are sheer. There is not a ton of color that you are getting from these, and it's really more about the undertones. They are a true lip tint. So let's take a look at the Poppy Lip Shine. If you have been following my channel for a while, then you may know that this is one of my very favorite lip products of all across any brands. It's definitely my favorite Hermes product. I just think this is fantastic. So I'm actually going to be getting a refill for this when I run out of this. This is my favorite. And let me just show you what this looks like. This is going to be a completely different product than the lip enhancers. This is not pH changing. It does not change color at all. So I'm going to show you a clip of me applying this as I go over some details from the website and my thoughts on this. A surprising lip shine that elegantly enhances and amplifies the natural radiance of the lips. A translucent, slightly orange toned formula enriched with mother of pearl microparticles. A fine, rich, and comfortable texture. That is the information provided by Hermes on their website. Now this Poppy Lip Shine is definitely more emollient in texture than the lip enhancers. This is going to be a much thicker, creamier formula. And when I say thicker, I don't mean that it's thick and heavy like a lipstick. It's more like a thicker balm texture. And I find it very comfortable. You definitely have sparkle on the lips. And whether you go in with one sheer light layer, you get just like the slightest tint of orange, or you can build it up and get a little bit more orange. But again, it is also going to be a lip tint. So you're not going to get a ton of pigmented color. Now, if you want the orange to shine through more, apply something to your lips first to kind of lighten them up, like concealer or a light colored lip pencil. That's personally not my purpose with the Poppy Lip Shine. I use this all the time. I use it to top other lipsticks just for like a little sparkle, a little something extra. I wear it constantly during the summer. It was my primary lip color during the summer last year. I absolutely love it. The other thing to note about all of these products is they do have fragrance. The lip enhancers have a fragrance more similar to the lipsticks. If you are familiar with those, it's more of a floral scent. And the Poppy Lip Shine smells like oranges. I personally absolutely love oranges. I love eating them. I eat them, daily when they're in season. And I am very happy with the fact that it is scented like oranges. So that's just another draw for me personally. Now, one other thing I'd like to mention about all of the lip products from Hermes, the Poppy Lip Shine is 3 grams of product, whereas the lipsticks are 3.5 grams, and the lip enhancers are 4 grams. So just something to note that they do all have slight differences in the amount of product there. The refills for all of these items are $42, regardless of lipstick, lip enhancer, lip shine. They are all going to be the same price for a refill. So my overall opinion of the lip enhancers, I think they are a nice lightweight lip balm. I do like them. I picked up the first one. I wasn't sure if I was going to get the other two. It is expensive for a lip tint. So do you need this? Absolutely not. Now, as I mentioned, I started off with purchasing the Rose Abricote shade, and then I ended up picking up the other two. Now, did I pick them all up because these are the best formula ever? No, I did not. So is this worth the $67? That is a totally personal decision. I ended up picking up the other 2 shades because I absolutely love the packaging. And what I plan on doing, I'm going to use up all 3 of these lip balms. And then whichever one is my favorite, I will most likely purchase a refill for that particular shade. But the other 2, I really want it for the packaging, and you can't buy the packaging separately. So I'm going to refill those with lipsticks or potentially another Poppy Lip Shine. But yeah, that was my reasoning for picking up all 3. Now, I definitely think that is a nice formula. I am very happy to have all 3, but the actual formula of the product itself is, in my opinion, nothing like super special. It is nice and comfortable on the lips. And again, I am very happy that I purchased these. But for me, the primary reason is the pretty packaging and the fact that this is refillable. If these were not refillable, I would not have gone and purchased them for the packaging, if that makes sense. But I do plan on reusing this packaging for many, many years to come. So in that sense, it was an investment for me. Now, if I absolutely hated the lip enhancer formula, I would not have picked these up either, because then, it's still like a waste of money to, waste that product and then purchase a refill. But for me, I do think that it is a very nice formula. It's just not my personal favorite, but I like it enough to purchase it and use it. So I will be using those, and then I will be replacing them with the lipsticks or perhaps a Poppy Lip Shine. Now the Poppy Lip Shine, again, I absolutely love this. I will definitely be purchasing a refill for this. And this is more the type of lip balm product, the consistency that I personally prefer. So it has a little bit more of an emollient feel on the lips, is more reminiscent of something like the Chantecaille lip cheeks. It's not as pigmented, but it has more of that type of texture, that kind of clear, balmy texture to it. Whereas the lip enhancers are definitely going to be thinner and waxier on the lips. You don't really feel it as much. It is weightless. So it's just a personal preference in that sense. I also love the sparkle and the Poppy Lip Shine, and I love the scent of oranges. So if I had to pick between the Poppy Lip Shine and the lip enhancers, even taking packaging into consideration, I would pick the Poppy Lip Shine every time. It's actually my favorite lip product from Hermes, and one of my favorite lip products of all. I just really love this product. So in summation, I think that the lip enhancers give a really nice soft focus effect on the lips, which is exactly what Hermes described them as. I really appreciate the texture of them. It's lightweight. I think they're going to be great for summer. I do really like them. I love the packaging, and whether or not you want to spend the $67 on this product is going to be a personal decision. And I now have all 8 of the blushes. They have finally arrived. My package was delayed, so I will have the video with a full review of all 8 of the blush shades available here in the US, with cheek swatches, comparisons, and so forth, coming up very soon. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please be sure to do so. And also there is a Tom Ford giveaway. So if you haven't checked that out yet, please be sure to do that. It's open to US and Canada. Have a great day, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching.